Alright, welcome to part 15 of Kirby and the Fragor Land playthrough. Continuing on with the more treasure roads of Desert World. Hooray, Desert World. Nope, I can't answer that one. I don't have it yet. I'll come back to it.
Skill issue.
Yeah, the ones that I can't get to right now because I haven't gotten the right copy ability for it yet. I haven't unlocked that specific level. I'll come back to it later. That's all I'm saying. Because there's some post-game stuff here that I did show off because they put a little more effort into their post-game stuff than what you'd normally expect. So that's when I have the opportunity to do stuff like that. So yay! So yes, that does mean next week we will be seeing the final boss. Is it the true final boss? No.
Yes, but no.
No.
Is it the final boss? Well, yes, but actually no.
Man, stop saying final if it's not final. God damn it.
Sorry, semi-final boss.
The semi-final boss.
Semi-final.
Right. I like that. The midterm boss.
We need to coin that term. More awkward silence.
I don't have a topic.
We'll come to one eventually. Just don't worry about it.
At some point.
Eventually, yeah.
Gee, lovely weather we're having.
It's supposed to rain here a couple of days. Sorry, Cameron, you won't get to experience that. But
Yeah, no, I get to deal with heat.
yeah. Why is it raining in June?
Yeah.
I don't get
Actually, it's supposed to storm on Monday.
it. Oh, is it? Oh. Well.
Yeah, and Tuesday, and Wednesday, and Thursday.
Oh, well, have fun with that.
Well, check the 15-day forecast and see how many days it's storming for.
And it's a good thing we don't live in hurricane pathways. Oh, wait.
I can't even classify hurricanes as hurricanes.
Then what do you call a hurricane?
Bullshit, that's what I call it, because we went through one here, and it felt no different than a rainy day in Oregon.
Well, it's more so like the hurricane, more so like the eye of the storm was hit the neighborhood next to yours.
Yeah.
It didn't hit your town specifically, but the one right next to it, it did get flooded.
Yeah, Ladson got hit pretty hard.
Yeah. But I don't know, maybe one day. Maybe one day. You never know.
It's going to be storming here for 13 days.
Oh. Well.
Is at least what the weather is saying.
Time to buy a kayak.
No, the storms typically aren't bad. In fact, actually, I would say that the storms are honestly sometimes worse than the hurricanes.
Really?
Yeah, honestly. Like, yeah, with the hurricanes, you do have some flooding. But it's honestly the more like the lightning
hurricanes,
and
some
thunder
people
you have
die
to worry
during
about.
those, yeah.
If you die in a hurricane here in Somerville, in the area I live in, then that's just cringe.
Wait a minute, you died? That's cringe.
When you realize you and your friends will get to see each other's funerals.
I mean, if it really gets bad here, the simple plan in any case for a hurricane is just start driving towards Tennessee.
Yeah, that's smart.
That's practically it. Just drive inland.
Oh boy, boss time.
Oh boy!
Oh boy!
Yeah, this is one of the more challenging bosses in the game, actually. Because the other ones have been relatively been a cakewalk. I wouldn't say a total cakewalk.
What was the last boss?
King DDD.
Oh, King DDD.
Yeah, the DDD boss.
Always seems like he should be the final boss.
No, he's always possessed.
I think in the first Kirby game, he was the final boss.
He was, because it was the first game, yeah.
Yeah, it was the first game, but now he just serves as like a minor villain, who then becomes your ally.
Right,
and then becomes your enemy again when the threat has been dealt with.
Yeah, when it comes to like
a minor nuisance.
When it comes to King DDD, I like how they write him, because he's a more respectable ruler of his kingdom than Bowser will ever be, because he's just trying to take over a kingdom. But essentially, DDD does rule the land that he's already in, so he's not trying to take over anything. He's just
trying to control it.
Does he just like try to take the food or something?
At least in the first game, maybe sometimes even after that, maybe.
Yeah, it's literally the plot of the first game. King DDD stole all the food in Dreamland.
Yeah, because he already has control.
That's reason as far as Kirby's concerned.
He's just sometimes being a dick. And that doesn't go anything beyond that, because all the other times he is anything more menacing, anything resembling menacing, he's always being possessed by some eldritch abomination.
Yeah, eldritch abomination is right.
Can't wait to see this games. But yeah.
And Kirby is a literal god.
He made a date for himself.
Oh, I get it. We're finding a Discord moderator.
Oh, wait a minute.
Wait, this doesn't make sense, but this entire boss fight takes place outdoors.
Well, it's a desert. There's no grass to be had.
Oh, okay. Then I guess that's fairly accurate.
Yeah. See, this boss fight makes utilage out of your Bayonetta witch time dodge. Because that is a thing you have by default. But yeah, I guess you'd only ever use it for these boss fights in particular. So, and this boss fight really encourages it. And also the Dragonfire thing that I have, that's my favorite copy ability in the game. Because it does massive fire damage, and also your air dash is basically that wing thing there, and that covers a great number of distance. I love it. It can essentially replace walking.
Yeah,
Kirby
needs to walk.
But you only fly with the Dragonfire.
That might be a nice challenge, actually.
I saw a video a while ago where someone actually like turned this Kirby game into like an actually kind of difficult one, where like it was something like because you have like all the the different, like, there's like the handful of Kirby copy abilities that Kirby has and stuff like that, but if you get hit when you have it and you lose it, then you can't use that for the rest of the game. So it's kind of like a Pokemon Nuzlocke, but like a Kirby-ified one.
So like, you have fire, you get hit, you lose it, and you can't ever get it again.
Yeah, you can't use fire for the whole rest of the game, and if you lose all your copy abilities, then like that's just the end of the game. You have to like start over.
Oh, I see. And now by lose, does the power up thing have to disappear completely?
It has to be like knocked out of you from an enemy.
Oh, and that's it. Even if it is right there in front of you and you can't.
Yeah, at least that's what he did in the video I saw. Yeah, like even though it was like still there, it got knocked out of Kirby, so he couldn't use it anymore.
Okay. So that's
and I guess it made the game like legitimately really difficult because you have to be like really careful about like not getting hit too much when you have copy abilities.
Yeah, and do you know which game he played?
He played this one.
Oh, this one. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know some Kirby games, if you get hit only once, you lose your copy ability, and sometimes it's like 3 or so.
I think in Forgoreland you have a higher chance of like losing it if you have lower health.
That makes sense. Yeah. Maybe that rule applies to any of the Kirby games that. No, I take that back. That's dumb. All of them have health bars. Wait a minute.
Wait, what are you doing,
right.
huh?
Motion control time. Hooray.
Oh,
so
boy.
we're not using a controller that had motion controls.
No, my Pro controller is third party. It does not have any motion controls in it. So
I see.
yeah, so it is the best thing I could get at the time. So yay. It's only to show off this mini game here. So yay. I don't know how widely applicable this is to any and all the motion control games on the Switch. The left one, well, like when it's used like this, I should stress, it doesn't actually correlate with the left one at all. It only detects the right one's movement.
Yeah.
I see. You know, I always forget that the Switch has motion control.
Yeah, it does. It was much better utilized in the early days of it when games actually cared about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, back when Nintendo isn't what it is today.
Well, I more so mean this is common for a lot of systems. Whenever the system has like a gimmick or whatever, like a motion control gimmick, usually the games that take the most advantage of it are the early console ones and not so much the late console ones. There are a couple of them. Like Skyward Sword was a late Wii title, so that kind of counts. But
Yeah.
but that's
That
the Wii.
counts, but it kind of, you know, it's Skyward Sword.
I mean, it's a Wii title, so that's kind of like its main gimmick.
True.
One of the weirdest ones was Sly Cooper 4: Thieves in Time. That one had like motion controls and stuff.
6-axis.
Yeah, 6-axis controls. That game came out like a couple months before the PS4 did.
Oh.
Yeah. So it was weird to have like a PS3 game that utilized motion control stuff like while it was on its way out the door. So yeah, the PlayStation 3 era was one of the most weirdest eras in gaming. I swear to God.
But for some reason, the most memorable.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I mean, it did give light to a lot of new series.
Yeah.
You know, like Little Big Planet, the Infamous games,
Uncharted.
Yep.
Last of Us. Yeah.
Yep.
That was technically a PS3 game.
Yeah, because it first came out on PS3.
Yeah, and then a couple months later, PS4 came out. Yeah.
Yes.
Damn it.
We don't talk about Last of Us Part 2.
What? They made a second one? I should go fucking play. That sounds awesome.
No. I don't know. I'm just saying what everybody else is saying. I've never played any of the Last of Us games.
Oh, so you're a bandwagoner.
No. I'm no. I'm only. I'm. No, I'm not so much of a bandwagoner. More like
I
don't know what's another substitute for a bandwagon.
I don't know, and I'm not exactly sure where you're going with this.
Okay, all I'm saying is that I like to say that shit just a joke around, but hey, sure. I'll take people's word for it. If it's bad, it's bad.
I mean, sure, yeah, like if if people say a game is pee pee poo poo, they're most usually right.
Yeah. Keyword being most.
Yeah, most. Like, if people say Devil May Cry 2 is pee pee poo poo, then I don't want to play it. You know.
Okay, I played Devil May Cry 2, and I can see where people are coming from, but in my opinion, it's not that bad. More like, how do I say this? It's not that bad. It's just meh at worst.
Well, I don't know. But see, that's my thing. Since I
meant meh at best. That's what I meant.
Yeah, that's fine. And see, that's for me because I've never played the game. So I generally feel like most people are genuine when it comes to the criticisms. But I also want to know the nitty gritty as to why and form my own opinions on the thing. Because I have my own opinions about how game design should be like, you know?
You have your own opinions on the internet?
Silence
hilarious.
him! Cancel him now!
Twitter, cancel him. But yeah, I see what you mean. You'll most likely take people's words for it, but for most of it, you want to see for yourself if it really is worth hating on.
Right, like, I don't want to necessarily regurgitate the same talking points everybody else is without knowing what they're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah, I just, like, I'll form my own opinions and see if anybody else shares them and see if they have any greater insight to it. Then,
and I've done that before. And 100% of the time, those people were right.
Right, yeah.
Like, yeah, no, like I do what you did. Like, is this game really as bad as people say it is? And then I actually tried, and I say, oh, they were right.
Oh, I understand now.
I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you've ever had those moments when you were like, really, people have been saying this was bad, then I envy you because 100% of the time, I was like, you know what? Let me see if it's as bad as if they say it is, and then oh my god,
I hear it. For me personally, I can't remember the last time where I was like, I was in the minority opinion of thinking a bad game was good, because I can't even remember the last time I thought something like that. I don't know, man. I suppose it's been a while.
What I was trying to say is I kind of envy you when it comes to, being like, really, is this game as bad as they say it is? And then figuring out that it's not as bad as people say it is. But for me, every time I try to play a game and the people say it's pee-pee poo-poo, it actually is pee-pee poo-poo. Yeah. So I'm not that lucky. Oh, wow, from a lava world. How original.
I know, right? But yeah, no, I can't remember the last time where I was like any of those games that seem like middle of the road to people. I can't remember when I was like, oh, this is actually good. I don't know what people are talking about. I can't remember the last time. I don't know why I keep bringing this game up. Maybe it's because I had a really fucking good time with it. I don't know. Gears 5. I don't really count Gears 5 because I was never in tune with the Gears fan base. I was never in tune with whatever they were saying. I just like them for my own personal benefit. I don't care what the other people say. I only care about what they said after the fact I played it. And I was like, yep, they're right. I don't necessarily count that one.
Hey, and more power to you.
Yeah.
Oh, I just remembered. I just remembered that there is one instance of a game that was like, really? Is it really that bad? It just finally popped into my head.
Huh.
Yep, Duke Nukem Forever.
Oh, really? Okay.
Listen, I know why people hate this game, and I could see it. They pretty much ruined the image of Duke Nukem. But in my opinion, considering this was my first Duke Nukem game, I don't think it's all that bad. I mean, sure, it does have its really stupid moments. Yep, and sure, there are some glitches here and there, but for the most part, it's not that bad. Hell, it's funny even. Yes, but hey, don't take my word for it.
Yeah, I've never gotten into any of the Duke Nukem games. Oh, I have an example now. Freaking, I just remembered this long ago because I didn't know any better. I was a kid when I first played it.
Of course you didn't know any better.
Yeah, it was Metroid Other M. It was my first Metroid game, funnily enough.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. I like it. It had to have done something right in order for me to get invested into the whole franchise, right? But going back to play it now, I was like, why the fuck did I like this? This is, I mean, the gameplay is not terrible. The story, dear God.
And I think Other M was like the first Metroid game to first 3D Metroid game that's not in first person.
Or pseudo first person or whatever the fuck it was trying to do.
pseudo. Well, no, the game was mostly in third person.
It was
Yeah.
third, but you could switch to first person whenever, but you couldn't move unless you were dodging in first person. I should
that's
also
weird.
stress the game manual explains that you can dodge in first person. The game doesn't actually tell you that. The manual does, the game does not. So because the game does not, many people were led to believe you could only dodge when holding the Wii remote sideways. That is the most clunkiest shit ever. But the game doesn't tell you that it doesn't have to be this clunky. You're just doing it wrong. Well, we wouldn't know that we're doing it wrong because you didn't fucking tell us.
I hear in another M, it's you have these power ups, but Samus won't be allowed to use them until she is authorized.
Yeah, because of stupid narrative reasons, it does. There's even a moment in the story where she's like, "Fuck you, Adam. I'm gonna activate the screw attack all by myself," and she does just that. Well, why couldn't you do that for the fucking everything else? Like, what? The game story is dumb, and that's also the detriment of the other M, just the whole franchise. It is the most story-driven game out of any of the Metroid games. The Metroid games aren't actually that narratively driven most of the time. It's other M, and that's the most heavily one, but the ones that do have more story than usual are Fusion and Dread. They have a little more story going for them. They're more narratively driving, but not as bad, not as heavily as other M. Dear God, other M's structure is garbage.